Hi, I'm Ellie, and this is your weekly theatre news recap, the show that I have about 20 minutes to record, so it's going to be extra chaotic, and it's going to be extra unedited, because I don't have time. I have delayed, I have procrastinated today, and yet I'm here, giving you the news, because that's what I do. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the UK, Torrent, West End theatre news, make sure you hit subscribe, because I do these every single week with varying levels of quality. This is going to be some level of quality. Thankfully, this is actually quite a quiet news week. We've had some big stories, to be fair. Give the stories their credit. But within that, there's actually not that much. It's going to feel like a lot, because I'm rushing, but the quantity is less, the quality is more. There we go, let's go with that. Starting with the big casting news this week, there's two stories and they're both pretty big, and they're two big UK tours. First up, Dear Evan Hansen. They have announced their cast for the first ever UK tour of Dear Evan Hansen, and the first ever UK production that is non-replica. That's the term. Yes, it is. And the cast are as follows. We have Ryan Copel, who, you Newsies fans, you know him. You know him. You love him. He was in Newsies, and y'all are obsessed with him. And he is going to be Evan Hansen, which I think is great casting. Alongside Lauren Conroy, who I'm obsessed with, because she's currently in Babies at the Old Palace, and I just saw that this week, and it's incredible. Can't wait to review it. She's going to be playing Zoe Murphy. Alongside, if you wanted a legend, they said, let's give you a legend, Alice Fern as Evan's mum, Heidi. Beautiful casting. Thank you very much. They will be joined by Helen Anker as Cynthia Murphy, Richard Hurst as Larry Murphy, Killian Thomas Lethera as Connor Murphy, Tom Dickerson as Jared Kleinman, Vivian Panker as Alana Beck, and Sunny Monaghan, who is our discovered on TikTok star who would be alternate Evan. This is also the first ever production of Dear Evan Hansen in the UK to perform the show with an ensemble, who are found in the description down below. Now, while I do love a lot of these casting choices, I do have two hang-ups on this. Number one, this is a very undiverse cast. If you look at these leads, it's very white. And I think when you've got, 7 roles here and only like one of them is played by a person of color, that's really disappointing. And I would feel remiss if I didn't point that out. And the other thing is that I was hoping for more unknowns. I was hoping for more people who were discovered on TikTok. I'm glad that the TikTok casting at least gave us one cast member. And they did a little showcase of like how many people they brought to auditions from the TikTok casting. But yeah, I would have liked some more TikTok people in here, because there's a lot of talent that was showcased through that casting method. And I think it's a shame that, mainly because this cast is so small, that not many of them were found through the You Will Be Found TikTok casting thing. I thought the full ensemble would be all TikTok ensemble people. But yeah, those are my two hang-ups. I think there's a lot of talent in this cast. As I said, Ryan Copel, incredible. Lauren Conroy, incredible. Alice Fern, legendary. But this is very similar casting to what we saw in London. And when it was in London, we equally said that it's a very, very undiverse cast. Moving right along to the only other piece of casting news I have on my list this week, and it's Only Fools and Horses. The Only Fools and Horses tour is rapidly coming. It's coming in September. Do you want to hear the tour dates? I don't really have time, but I'm going to say them anyway. The tour is opening in Bromley on the 23rd of September before visiting Southend, Bradford, York, Wolverhampton, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Manchester, Sunderland, Stoke, Brighton, Ipswich, Norwich, Llandudno, Bristol, Newcastle, Northampton, Southampton, Oxford, Milton Keynes, Birmingham, Canterbury, Nottingham, Blackpool, Truro, Cardiff, Plymouth, Leeds, Liverpool, Belfast, London, and wrapping up in June 2025. And we knew previously that Paul Whitehouse would be reprising his role, specifically in Bromley, Southend, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Manchester, the Hammersmith Apollo? Hammersmith Apollo? That sounds right. Eventim Apollo. It's not called the Hammersmith Apollo anymore. It's the Eventim Apollo, but it's in Hammersmith. Bristol, Leeds, Southampton, Birmingham, Blackpool, Cardiff, Sheffield, London, and Dublin. And now we know that the rest of the cast, they're here. That's a weird sentence structure. I don't have time to fix it, and I'm not editing this video very much. Anyway, joining Paul Whitehouse. I really hope I've got Paul Whitehouse, because I only have Whitehouse on here. I hope his name is Paul Whitehouse. I'm pretty sure his name is Paul Whitehouse. But joining, hopefully, Paul Whitehouse is Sam Lupton as Delboy, Tom Major as Rodney, Philip Childs as alternate Grandad, Georgina Hagan as Raquel. That's not how you pronounce it. I don't have time. I'm sorry. Nicola Munns as Marlene/Cassandra. Craig Berry as Boise. Lee VG as Trigger. Bradley John as Denzel. Peter Watts as Danny Driscoll/Mickey Pierce. These are great names. I know a little bit about Only Fools and Horses. Some of these are names that I don't remember, so I clearly haven't watched enough of Only Fools and Horses. Daryl Paul as Mike/Tony Driscoll. Richard J. Hunt, oh, he was in SpongeBob, as dating agent. Gloria Acquire Harrison and Andrew Bryant, including an ensemble as well, who are in the description down below. Who would have known? Yeah, very cool. I didn't actually catch this show in town, so I should really catch it when it goes to the Hammersmith this December from the 17th of December at the Eventum Apollo in Hammersmith. Used to be called the Hammersmith Apollo, but not anymore. That's outdated. Okay, next up, we have concerts. Going straight into the concerts, and this is where the news this week just went, because first up, Patti LuPone. Patti LuPone. Yes, the legendary Patti LuPone is returning to the UK for the first time since her Olivier Award-winning role in Company. And she is going to be doing a solo show called Patti LuPone, A Life in Notes, that will happen at the London Coliseum on the 16th of February, 2025. This is a one-night-only thing, one performance. You got one shot. I'm probably going to miss that shot because I bet these tickets are expensive, but that's pretty cool. I love Patti LuPone. Patti LuPone is just legendary. If you can snag tickets to this, I am jealous. And then, if that wasn't enough, if you didn't have your socks blown off your feet by that, they just casually dropped later in the week that, hey, you want one Broadway star? You want to see me do it again? Because Bernadette Peters is going to be doing a solo concert as well. This is going to be held for one night only at a West End theatre that I currently don't have written down. And we're going to research this together. Where is the Bernadette Peters show? I did not write this down. Bernadette Peters solo London show. Where is it? Where's it happening? We don't know. I don't know. Do you know? I hope I know. She is going to be doing it at a theatre, Theatre Royal Drury Lane. There we go. Normally I would cut that. Normally that wouldn't end up in the video, but I'm out of time this time. So you get to see the panic that I feel every time I am missing a crucial piece of information. This is happening on Monday, the 12th of August, 2024 at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane. So you can have your pick. Do you want to see one Broadway legend? Do you want to see another Broadway legend? Do you want to see two Broadway legends? You can go and see these Broadway legends soon. And finally, moving away from Broadway legends into a show we've been waiting for ages to come over, Something Rotten. It was previously announced that it was going to get a concert starring Japheth Manford, and now we have the rest of the cast, who include Gary Wilmot as Nostradamus, which is very good casting, I must say. Very, very happy with that casting. Richard Fleischman, who is playing Shakespeare. We mentioned Company before. Richard Fleischman was also in that same production of Company alongside Patti LuPone. I'm quite interested to see him take on that role. It's not one that I would initially, picture in my head, but honestly, maybe could work. This is the really cool piece of casting in this, is that Marisha Wallace is going to be playing B. Now, Marisha Wallace was in the original cast of Something Rotten. She was in the ensemble. She was the egg. She was the egg. So this is a full circle moment for Marisha. That's so cool. That's so cool to see. We have the amazing Evelyn Hoskins as Portia, which is my favorite piece of casting in this entire show. That is genius. That is so genius. We also have Cassius Hackford, who is playing Nigel Bottom, Steve First as Shylock, Ashley Samuels as Troubadour, Cameron Blakely as Brother Jeremiah, yes, that's how you pronounce it, and Jenna Boyd, Come From Way alum. You know how I love to support my Come From Way alums, that's Come From Way alum, as Lady Croydon. That's great casting, very interesting casting. That's a very musical theatre style of casting. This is a lot of cast members who I could just see do the show anyway. Like, this doesn't feel like massive, like, concert casting. Sometimes you get, like, the big celebrities in. Like, these guys could just legitimately play the roles. But I said something similar about Pippin. And Pippin had the best cast for one of these concerts I have ever seen. So, if that worked out, I think this can work out too. I'm excited. I've been waiting for this show since like 2018 when I first discovered it. It was a little bit later than that. 2018, 2019, around then I discovered it. And I've been waiting since then. And I can't wait to finally have it. Give us a full production straight afterwards, please. Do a You're a Lie in April. Otherwise, I will never forgive you. And now we can move on to miscellaneous news. First off, the West End live schedule. This is what's going to take up most of this video because I'm going to walk you through all the shows performing at West End Live. So, in order, starting at 11 a.m. on Saturday, the 22nd of June, we have Frozen, A Chorus Line, Wicked, Operation Mincemeat, Babies the Musical, Kiss Me Kate, Moulin Rouge, Mean Girls, and then at 12, MJ, Cabaret, Book of Mormon, Sister Act, Hamilton, Phantom, Les Mis. At 1:05, we have Back to the Future, Matilda, Tina, Kathy and Stella, Solve a Murder, Next to Normal, Mamma Mia, Emerald Storm. At 2:10, we have Choir of Man, 6, Why Am I So Single? We're getting all of the Kenny Wax shows, one after another. That's very cute. Actually, no, Choir of Man is not Kenny Wax. Is it Kenny Wax? I don't think it's Kenny Wax. Is it Kenny Wax? I can't remember. Is it Kenny Wax? It's not a Kenny Wax production. I'm lying. Actually, it's very cool that Six the Musical and Why Am I So Single are going straight after each other because the Six fans will then immediately see the next Lucy Moss and Toby Marlowe musical, which is very cool. Anyway, I'm on a massive tangent. And also Magic Mike and Fangirls. At 3, we have I Wish You Well, the Gwyneth Paltrow ski trial musical, 42 Balloons, You'll Lie in April, Showstopper. And then at 4 onwards, we have Queens, Roles Will Never Play, Fantastically Great Women Who Changed the World, Westway Music Presents, and a little solo from the legendary Matt Murray. And then the event ends at 5. On Sunday, the 23rd of June, we have, starting at 12, Lion King Heathers, a surprise show that we don't know yet, which is really interesting. That's extremely interesting. Maybe it's something that is going to announce at West End Live. That would be a first, I think. I think that would be a first. That's really cool. That's really exciting. If you're there on Sunday, get ready for 12:25. Also at 12, Close to Heaven, Stand at Sky's Edge, and Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York. From 1, we have I Wish My Life Were Like a Musical, Wizard of Oz, Hadestown, The Baker's Wife, Mrs. Doubtfire, Marie Curie, The Wild Party, Why Am I So Single, doing both days, interesting. And starting from 2, Barricade Boys, Magic Mike Live, Dorian the Musical, 42 Balloons, another one doing both days, which is even more interesting when you remember that 42 Balloons has not announced anything yet. 42 Balloons has no future life currently publicly known. So the fact that they are doing 2 days at West End Live, very interesting for the 42 Balloons fans, of which I know a lot of you are very much hoping, like myself, that we are getting some future life for it. Carrying on, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and starting from 3 onwards, Overture's Piano Bar, Shantify the Musical, You, Me and the Rest of the World, Frankie Goes to Bollywood, Diva, Live from Hell, A Night with Janis Joplin, Queen's Live in London, and from 4 onwards we have Shamrock Tenors, John Owen Jones, Carrie Hope Fletcher doing a solo performance, as well as John Owen Jones also doing a solo performance. I don't know why I clarify for Carrie and not for John Owen Jones. And finally ending with Westway Music Presents, and ending at 5. Whew. I need a moment to catch my breath. Very exciting. Some really great shows in there. Really interesting to see which shows are doing 2 days, because those are normally the most popular ones, and there's some really interesting. I'm so intrigued that 42 Balloons is doing 2 days. Are they going to do different performances? We don't know. I guess you're going to have to go to Trafalgar Square at these times on these days and find out, or watch the clips that they post afterwards on the official London Theatre website. This is always such a great event, especially because every year they always post these clips, so you get loads more content of your favourite West End shows, even if you can't be there live in London. I know I can't be there live in London on the Saturday. Maybe I'll go on the Sunday. Who knows? We'll find out. Anyway, carrying on, that is more miscellaneous news. We got more. We got so much more. And I'm running out of time. Open auditions. There are 2 musicals this week that announce open auditions for people to go and audition for shows. First off is Six. Six is looking for its new queens. Now, I bet you anything, by the time I'm sitting and recording this and the time you're watching it, yeah, those slots are already gone. But if by some miracle there are still slots left, you can apply online for auditions in both London and in Salford. Also looking for cast members is Coraline. Coraline is open casting for its young actors. And online registration ends for this on the 30th of June. So if you have a child who likes acting and might be good to play Coraline in Coraline the Musical, you can sign up for that open audition. Really fun news next is that Kathy and Stella is doing a one-off Act 2 only performance for people who were affected by the cancelled press night. Now, I was one of those people. I was there on the night of the flood. What happened, unfortunately, is that on the press night of Kathy and Stella, during the interval, something happened on stage that ended up cancelling the entire show. And because of that, they have invited a lot of us back. I have since gone back and seen the full show again. So I have seen Act 1 of Kathy and Stella twice and Act 2 once. But for people who would like to go and see it, who were there on that cancelled press night, they will be able to go and see just Act 2 on Wednesday, the 19th of June at 4 p.m. That's so cool. That's so funny. That's such a funny thing to do. Like, just do Act 2. It's genius, fantastic way to kind of take a bad situation and make light of it, and, you know, lemonade out of lemons. Is that the phrase? I think that's the phrase. Anyway, I'm running out of time. And my time's up. Unfortunate. Cast album. You can listen to it. That's the news. Unfortunate is the musical all about Ursula. It's a parody musical, which tells it from her perspective. Think, if you're a Starkey fan, think of Twisted. It's very much in that style. You can listen to all the music from the show there. I know that there's a couple of songs that I've been wanting to add to some playlists, so I will look forward to adding them. And I can do that right now because it's available right now. They dropped it out of nowhere. And finally, let's end with transfers and new productions. This was the quietest section this week. There wasn't actually many shows announced this week. The weirdest one was that we're getting a Greatest Showman circus show. Yep. Not the musical. Not the musical adaptation that they are doing and trying to take to Broadway. We're getting a circus show. This is going to be called Come Alive, The Greatest Showman. It's going to be opening in London this autumn at a soon-to-be-announced venue. And that's all we know. The details are scarce. You can sign up for priority for more details and a ticket link when they announce where this is going. But my money would be on that this is going to go to like a new venue or like a very circus themed venue, probably a little bit smaller as well. But yeah, not what I expected this week. Not what I expected. And continuing on with things I didn't expect this week, we are getting a musical adaptation of Miracle on 34th Street. And this is news that actually isn't to do with London. We're going up north. We're heading to Manchester because this is going to be premiering at the Home in Manchester, which is a lovely theatre. I caught Hedwig and the Angry Inch there 3 times because I was obsessed. This is obviously based on the film of the same name and is directed by Sarah Joyce. This is going to be their festive production, which runs from the 6th to the 31st of December. And also, Home has announced more in their season. If you want to check that out, you can go to the Home Manchester website and check out their season. There's so much good theatre there. There's also My Sons Are Queer, which is ending its UK tour at that venue as well. And finally, in transfer to new productions this week, we have the announcement of the next RSC season at the Barbican. So, the RSC get a slot at the Barbican every year. The past 2 years, this has been filled by My Neighbour Totoro. And it seems like now that My Neighbour Totoro is heading into the West End, we are seeing a return of the transfers from the Royal Shakespeare Theatre in Stratford-upon-Haven. This is things that they used to do. This was very pre-pandemic. They used to bring over their shows from Stratford-upon-Haven. We haven't seen that in a while, but finally they are returning. First up, we're getting a transfer of The Buddha of Suburbia. This is a co-production with Wise Children and is running at the Barbican from the 22nd of October to the 16th of November. And secondly, Eleanor Rhodes' production of A Midsummer's Night's Dream will run at the Barbican from the 3rd of December to the 18th of January 2025, with the star of that production, Matthew Bainton, who you may know from Ghosts or Horror Histories. He is your highwayman. He played Dick Turpin. He's such an icon. He's also Charles II. His name is Charles II. I love the people and the people love me so much that they restored the English monarchy. Matthew Bainton, if you grew up with my era of children's TV, he's your man. He is going to reprise his role as Bottom in London, which is immediately a instant confirmation that I will be trying my best to get some tickets. So if you want to go and see some Shakespeare or some productions that transferred from the Royal Shakespeare Company, because Buddha of Suburbia is a new play, it's not Shakespeare, but Midsummer's Night's Dream is. You can go and check out the Barbican season, the RSC season at the Barbican. Yes, I did it. That's the end of the news this week. What are you most looking forward to? What are you most excited for? Are you going to West End Live? Let me know. And yeah, that's it. That's the news. If you did enjoy this video, please consider hitting like and subscribe. It really helps me out, helps out the channel. Here's some links to some other videos on screen right now and a link to my Instagram if you would like to drop me a follow over there. But that is it for me today, and I hope to see you next time. I need to go. Bye.